Kenyans of goodwill have organized for another demonstration that will take place tomorrow, the 19th of September 2024, and they are saying it will be a total shutdown. In fact, on Twitter, they are trying to popularize this move and they are saying Kesho. That's why, as I do this video, Kesho is trending at #1, and they are saying Kenyans of goodwill, wale ambao hawajachoka kupigania nchi yao, those who are not yet tired of fighting for the freedom of our nation. And they're saying carry a flag, a phone, and water. I think they're still following in the footsteps of Gen Zs, and most of these people who are calling for this demonstration are Gen Zs. You know, there's a divided opinion about this total lockdown, total shutdown. Some are saying Nairobi CBD and all the counties countrywide. So some people are saying that the demonstrations didn't achieve anything since Raila withdrew his troops from the streets. Ruto has gone back to the normal business. He's on top of vehicles campaigning, and so they feel that there's no need. We should wait for 2027. We should sensitize our people. We should ensure that we have our voters card so that come 2027, we kick him out. But others are saying that even though we are waiting for 2027, we must not keep quiet. We should keep on checking William Ruto, reminding him that we are in this nation and we are not going to give up. And I wanted to just bring out something in this video. Do you think there is any need of still going to the streets? Because people are saying we had choked this government. William Ruto decided to calm down. He succumbed. The cabinet was brought down when the Gen Zs pressured him on the streets. It was as a result of Gen Z's pressure that the former Inspector General, Japheth Koome, resigned. In fact, we were at the verge of winning it. I don't know what happened, because by now things would have been different. Be that as it may, I still believe that William Ruto needs to be reminded, because the oppressor must demand for freedom. Someone was saying that if you are a slave and you're not shouting, you're not making noise, you are complacent about, you're just comfortable about where you are, then you don't need any sympathy or empathy. So why should we go for demonstrations? Is there any reason? Because remember, people were really killed, some were maimed, others were really kidnapped. So is there any reason why people should go to the street? Remember, in the first liberation, when people were fighting to chase away the colonial masters, people had to go for illegal demonstrations that were not approved by those Europeans. People had to fight. People lost their lives. In the second liberation, when people were fighting against the one-party state, the same thing happened. Today we are in the third liberation. I hear some people say that we are fighting against ignorance, poverty, and disease, because these were the major enemy that our founding fathers talked about. But we are still not yet there. Like someone wrote a book, Not Yet Uhuru. So ladies and gentlemen, why the streets? Why the protest? Does it still have any meaning? If you ask me, it does. What are they? Number one, we need to fight to bring back and secure and protect our parastatals. Adani deal is the talk in town. Our JKIA is going away. We are selling it to foreigners. We will be selling the whole of our country to foreigners under the guise of the PPP, public-private partnership. Yes, we agree that it is good, especially for a parastatal that is not making any profit, that we look for partners, but genuine partners, clean in the business, not people who have got tarnished records, wherever they go, they leave a trail of demonstrations and damage. So we need to protect our Kenya Vision workers, because under the Adani deal, for those who watched my earlier video, The whistleblower, Nelson Amenye, is saying that one of the agreements was they were going to lay off the Kenya Vision workers. We need to protect our integrity. We need to protect our sovereignty. So people must go there and they must tell William Ruto, stop this. Even though we are waiting for 2027, he must stop selling our corporations, our parastatals. Number two, people need to shout so that the wastage in terms of local and foreign tours must stop. Because the controller of budget and the auditor general had said that William Ruto once told us that he had some austerity measures to ensure that he reduced the money that was going to local and foreign tours. But they have increased it for the office of the president, deputy president, and the chief minister. And there is nothing viable. There's nothing. It doesn't yield any fruits. The last time he was in Germany, he told us that he had negotiated for 250,000 jobs from Kenya, that we would export human capital there. The German later negated those stories as made by William Ruto. And so there is nothing much that is coming from these tours, and it must reduce, plus the wastage and corruption in government. Number three, people must go to the streets to remind William Ruto that despite the deal that they made with Raila, when Raila gave him some people that Raila called, expertise in government, people are not happy. He should not think that by bringing in some people into government, the local man is happy. No. Things need to work out. Because when you have, we have people in the government, but teachers are still going on strike, lecturers are on strike. People have to strike for you to understand their needs. The money that is going to the counties is still a problem. The cost of education is still a problem. So people must remind him that there are things that we talked about. He has not done it. He has not implemented them. And so he should not think that people are comfortable simply because some part of opposition is in government. He needs to be reminded. Number three, people are being kidnapped. And the forces that are supposed to protect us are part of the problem. You all know that now there's a tug of war between the judiciary and the Kenya police. The Inspector General acting, Masengeli, has been summoned for a period of 7 times, and he disobeyed court orders. He was finally sentenced to 6 months in jail. The judge who did that, Justice Mugambi, had his security withdrawn. Yet the people who were kidnapped have not been retrieved. We don't know where they are, their whereabouts. So people must go and tell William Ruto, we want you to avail, to produce those who are kidnapped. We want them dead or alive. If they are dead, they should be given a befitting send-off, and the people who did that must be brought to book. Justice must prevail. So with these, people must go to the street. It is our right, the freedom of picketing and demonstrating as envisaged in the Constitution. People must also demonstrate to stand in solidarity with the institutions that help us fight corruption in this country, that expose the rot. Even people who do that, people like Morara, institutions like the Law Society of Kenya, the Kenya Human Rights Commission, people must stand with them. The judges that stand with the people, because if we abandon them, then the government will deal with them. They can only get the strength and the courage if Kenyans rally behind them. And with this, I support total shutdown. I support peaceful demonstration, because this is the only language that the government will understand. The nurses, the doctors, the teachers, the civil servants, all threatened or went on strike for the government to listen to them. So, total lockdown, total shutdown, 19th of September 2024.